What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a react to another video from Oriental Pearl. Now hold your horses. I know a bunch of you are going to be down in the comment section. Evildea, we just did a react to her and I don't like her content. But guys, hear me out. This is something that's going to continue on that previous Japanese conversation. You know, the one where I made a video was called Is Japan Going to Shit? And it was me reacting to a video from her. Well, apparently that has caused some serious drama in the Japanese language community, and we're going to be checking out this video, which is I guess a summary of the drama. I don't know, I haven't seen it so far, but it says, why did Chris Broad attack my channel? Now, Chris Broad, for those who don't know, is another big Japanese YouTuber who's about 3 times as big as her. So when you got 2 big YouTubers within the same space having a go at one another, you just know Evildea is going to be getting these stinky little claws in there and watching from the sidelines, because usually I'm the one causing the chaos, so it's great to be sitting on the sidelines with you all for once. But I already took a look at this video. Like, I haven't watched it, but the first thing I always do when there's a drama video is I scroll down to the comment section. And if you check out this comment section, she's getting fucking ratioed hard. Now, as soon as I saw this reminded me of when I got ratioed on my Trump video. Now, when a YouTuber gets ratioed in the comment section, there's only 2 ways they can take it, okay? It either seriously hurts them, or they're just like, fuck you guys, you can't change me, and they just keep going on with their life. So I'm curious to see, is all this ratioing coming from her own audience, or is it coming from the much bigger channel? Because that's also a possibility. Usually what happens is the audience of a much bigger channel will come along, defend their creator, and completely obliterate your comment section if you're smaller than them. And it's kind of crazy when you're talking about, you know, a 2 to 3 million YouTuber versus a 1 to 1.4 freaking million YouTuber. And then you got little old me down here with his 30k subs like a fucking mosquito sucking blood off the back of him going, okay, let's, I'm getting too excited. I haven't even seen what's going on yet.
So sorry. I'm not prepared to make a video today. I didn't expect to be making a video, but something happened and I want to defend myself, and I hope it makes me feel a little better, and I hope it, you know, that...
No, Oriental Pearl, you've started this all wrong. Okay, when you get attacked by another YouTuber, they have made a decision to attack you, okay? I don't know what the attack is. I guess we're going to see this later. But when they've made that decision, they've already chosen war. They've already chosen combat. So in this instance, you seem like you're coming from a position of weakness here. Nah, man, you gotta come at this shit hard. You don't let that stuff slide or they'll just keep doing it. But let's see. Okay, maybe the attack isn't that bad.
You guys can get the story of what's going on. So... this has been bothering me for probably about 5 years or more, just in the back of my head. I thought I was just imagining things. I thought that another creator, a channel called Abroad in Japan, I thought he really didn't like me. And
oh, okay. I'm laughing because I know there is a few language YouTubers, I'm not going to drop their names, but they fucking hate my guts. I know they hate my guts because they'll talk about me, but they won't talk about me. They'll kind of talk around me type of thing. And you can kind of see it in them. If you've watched my channel long enough, you know who they are. And I'm not even talking about the people I've taken down. I'm talking about people that I haven't actually made any content really about.
And we've never met or anything. It just seems like the bigger my channel has gotten, the more animosity there's been. It just took a few hours ago, I was walking around the supermarket getting dinner ready for my husband, and I'm checking on Facebook because I'm old school and I still use an iPad, and I found this post.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna read this. Hopefully she doesn't read it, but it says, the sensationalist Japan content is getting out of hand. A wall with some graffiti on a Shibuya doesn't mean Japan is at an end. So this is definitely a reaction to her video about the graffiti, the one we did a reaction to. As you guys know, when you saw my video, my comments were pretty much, it doesn't seem too bad compared to Sydney, you know, same situation. I provided, you know, some input on different things that I've noticed about society overall, but that was pretty much it. And it goes, shame, it was a missed opportunity to point my camera at rubbish. Oh, okay, so he's mocking her for pointing camera at rubbish and making money. Okay, so, yeah, he's basically just saying that it was a trash video and she only did it for, like, clicks and stuff.
From Abroad in Japan.
The sensationalist Japan content is getting out of hand. While it's
I love the voice changer.
graffiti on it in Shibuya doesn't mean Japan is at an end. There was graffiti in Shibuya 10 years ago, there's graffiti in Shibuya today. But unfortunately, positivity doesn't drive clicks. I was in Kabukicho, Shinjuku the other day, and it was absurdly
This thing about positivity doesn't drive clicks, this is generally pretty true. Like, I know we all know this, but like, it's true.
busy. There was certainly more rubbish than usual. Then I realized it was a 3-day weekend, and far busier than the average weekend. Shame. It was a missed opportunity to point my camera at the rubbish and make a video decrying the end of Japan! Now stop reading this. Every minute online is time better spent rummaging around Asia's biggest red light district with a GoPro looking for dirt. There's some serious ad revenue to be made, folks.
As a millionaire is telling me I'm making too much money, here's an actual snapshot of the revenue from the
I'd be happy to be making that off of my videos.
video, which is far below my average because most content is sponsored. And I did this one as a passion project because I saw a lot of changes in my neighborhood.
I feel like that little bit right there about my neighborhood is the important part. It's not like it's a different neighborhood she went to.
A lot of problems with this post other than just being malicious, unnecessary. I asked him to take it down, it's still up. The video...
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Never ask someone to take down a post or a video about you, even when it's a negative one, because, okay, the reason being is those people who don't know you and see that post, they may come to your channel, find out that you're actually a cool person, and hang around. It's happened to me many, many times. And just take it as advertising. Like, if someone with 4 million subs out there wants to shitpost on me, okay, please, do it, okay? If you need some random pics, okay, here's a pic with me hanging my nipples out, okay? And now you can go write a post about this shit fucking guy from Australia who's clearly a racist and just hates everyone. He shouldn't be online. Please write that post. 4 million subs, send them my way.
that I did the other day is my honest opinion, and anyone is welcome to disagree with that. It's not made to make money. There's no sponsor that's going to sponsor that kind of content.
Okay, I'll say, because obviously I consider myself friends with Oriental Pearl, you did ask him to take it down, okay? And by asking him to take it down, that means you, like, obviously you don't agree with it, but part of free speech is that it's allowed to remain up. Now, maybe you consider he would do it as a good gesture between you two, but if you've suspected that this guy's hated you all these years, he ain't gonna take it down. This is like the golden opportunity for him to, you know, have a go at you.
The kind of sponsored content that makes a lot of money is the kind of content that Chris makes, doing a topic with the Professional Tourist Bureau, whatever it's called. And I think this is also problematic because it gives people a very romanticized version of what this country is.
Oh, now we're starting to fire back. Okay, so she's pointing out, yeah, she made money off of showing the bad side of Japan, while he's making money off the Tourism Bureau by hyping up Japan. Okay.
Almost like a utopia. I wanted to not only counter that, but also pick up the topics that YouTubers like him would not take. I'm not in collaboration with any prefectural office. I can talk about whatever I want from my own opinion. The video doesn't have to be checked or reviewed over as his does when he does that. And I have freedom as long as it is within the community guidelines to talk about.
You know, this almost rolls perfectly into the video I was talking about yesterday, you know, the controversial one, where I was saying, you basically, in the Chinese community, you've got basically two types of YouTubers, the ones that either like glaze the fuck out of China, or the ones that are constantly shitting on it, okay? Now, I haven't watched enough of her content, Oriental Pearl's content, to know whether that is the case there or not, okay? But this could just be an instance of two polar opposites regarding, you know, how they want to look at the country. One wants to present the reality of the situation on the ground, and one wants to present a, you know, a glamorous image in order for the Tourism Bureau. And in both cases, they're both right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Whatever I want. And I want people to come to Japan with a balanced perspective of what the country actually is. Not come here with rose-tinted glasses where everything is utopian. That's just not what it is. I have been trying to do this video for 2 years. It wasn't just pulling out my GoPro and filming trash and throwing it up on the internet. 2 years ago, I started researching into the Toyoko kids problem and the standing woman problems. It's a lot more research in the background than just flipping out a GoPro. And by the way, what's wrong with the GoPro? This is an amazing camera. This camera has changed my life. You know, When I was getting my master's degree in China and international relations, I was going to become a diplomat, but I feel like this changed my life for the better. I think I have more influence than I ever would have had as a diplomat.
That's probably true in a lot of ways. YouTubers have well, I guess any form of celebrity, but YouTubers have a massive influence on the world.
Just doing YouTube. And when you cover topics like this, it's okay for people to disagree, but it's not okay to lash out. Chris, that would have been a great video talking about how you think that all the sensational content about the Japanese economy not being good, the graffiti or foreign immigrant problem.
Okay, so the only problem I've seen so far is the fact that she requested he take it down. Shouldn't have done that, okay? If you want to have people disagree with you, then you have to let them disagree publicly. That is just part of the process. So that's the only issue I've seen so far, and maybe this is just due to the fact that, you know, Oriental Pearl has not been in these types of drama situations before and had to deal with this type of stuff.
Not being good. You can counteract that and make a video stating your own opinion. It didn't have to be done in a Facebook post like that. That was just malicious, hostile, and ill-willed. But the post is still up. I truly find Chris's commentary about my channel to be a double standard and hypocritical. I think it comes more from being territorial about who has the right to film in Japan than it does about the actual things that I film. One of his favorite YouTubers is literally bald and bankrupt, who is a guy who's also inspired my channel, goes around with a similar camera to a GoPro, films interactions with people, goes to places you would never see, even here in Japan, and Chris has helped him. You talk about the definition of sensationalize, that is
Okay, let's have a look. Nobody visits this country, find out why. Solo in Bakoda's dirtiest street. Leaving Kyiv on a refugee train. Solo through war-torn Donbass. Yeah, well, I guess she's got a point here, okay? So if he's friends with this other YouTuber who does just sensationalist content, it feels like there's definitely something else behind the scenes then.
another level of sensationalized thumbnails, sensationalized topics, but he loves it. I don't think he really has a problem with the topics I choose. I think he has a problem with me. And this goes back to other creators that I know and respect that also have had issues with Chris. John Dobb, nicest guy in the world, OG here in the Japan YouTube community. It was no more than a few years ago that Abroad in Japan jumped on Twitter in the middle of the night to dump on John's content out of the blue for no reason. If you have a problem with John, there's something wrong with you. There's seriously something wrong with you.
I feel like we needed to see a couple of screenshots of this other guy, Chris Abroad, dumping on John. Otherwise, at the moment, it just seems like you're making it up. Now, I assume you're not making it up, but like the screenshots would have just sold it so much better.
You're in the wrong there, which I think he realized, and that's why he deleted the Twitter post later. But I'm sorry, John, I don't mean to get you wrapped up into this. This is not John's fault. He's not involved. But there's certain things I feel like need to be said. It was this same kind of zero-sum, you know, your win is my loss, territorial, my Japan, I'm the king of Japan kind of mentality. But to be honest, I've never told anyone this, but I'm gonna tell you something. I think Abroad in Japan is losing the plot here, with viewers as well. A few years ago, I had a really good month on.
That's a really risky move. That's a very, very risky move, saying someone's going crazy or something like that. Maybe in the future you might want to run these videos by me first. Like, I know, like, you're way bigger than me, but this is not looking good so far, Oriental.
YouTube. A video just blew up. It changed my life. It made me decide to become a full-time YouTuber. Almost 300,000 new subscribers that came to my channel. And I never said this publicly, but when I opened up the stats and I saw where those subscribers were coming from, it was your channel, Chris.
Okay, for those who are not YouTubers, let me explain what's going on here because she has not explained this very well. As a YouTuber, you can actually, within your back end, when you get to a certain size, you can see where the majority of the audience is coming in from, or, you know, the channels that they watch in conjunction with your own, and you can basically research your competition, okay? So what she's implying here is that a large amount of her audience came from Chris Abroad's channel, or, you know, in some way related to it, and maybe Chris is looking at this and seeing this as leeching, okay? Now, I feel like that really needed to be clarified here because most people are not YouTubers and have no clue what you're saying here.
Almost 300,000 people came over. And in the comments section, there were many, many comments that came in like this. You're like a prettier, not grumpy version of Chris Broad. I think the internet was trying to tell Chris something. That maybe you're being a grumpy bumpy. Is it just me? Or maybe you lost the plot a little and it's coming off bad, it's coming off arrogant. Things that you say to criticize other channels, being sensationalist, he'll turn around and talk about Johnny Somali.
Wait. Okay, if you're talking about Johnny Somali, you're being freaking sensationalist as well.
Speaking of sensationalized though, the Johnny Somali drama and the rude foreigners and this and that, videos like this have convinced all the English-speaking people on YouTube that watch Japan content that this is a big issue between Japan and the West, and this is causing anti-foreign sentiment. There's nothing to do with anything. As a person who studied international relations in China, especially Japan-US China relations, is more of an issue between China and Japan than it has anything to do with Johnny Somali or any annoying streamer that's ever come here. But hey.
Okay, I feel like this needs to be clarified as well, because there's going to be a lot of people who watch and probably don't know the history of China and Japan. But basically, World War II, it started way before this, but World War II was the last instance in which, obviously, Japan invaded China. There was the Nanking slaughter and all this type of stuff. Lots of things that happened, and this hatred for that period in time still exists until this day, and it's still expressed in like anti-sentiment towards, you know, tourism and business from opposing countries, or like these opposing countries.
You know what? Anything for that revenue. That's what I found that ironic. Is it just me or is that ironic? Like, definitely not for the money. Chris.
Okay, I don't know why YouTubers pretend they don't do this for money. Okay, Oriental Pearl's doing this for money. I'm doing this for money. Fucking Chris Abroad's doing this for money. But we also enjoy doing it. What is so wrong with wanting to make fucking money? Like, is this like some new age fucking anti-money sentimentism or some shit going on? I can't even pronounce the word, but like, it pisses me off, guys. I want to make money, okay? Like, yeah, I don't know.
We're YouTubers. We're both YouTubers, but you can't be doing that kind of stuff and then tell me that I'm just after the money or something. Like, you convinced millions of people that Johnny Somali matters, a guy who did stupid misdemeanors around Japan. Because of this kind of content, it's convinced people on the internet that speak English that this was a big issue. It's not a big issue.
Okay, I thought it was a big issue because there was constant videos coming out about Johnny Somali, but I'm guessing from her perspective within Japan, it really wasn't, and it was sensationalized by this other guy. This is interesting. I don't know, because I don't live in Japan, but like, this is very, how do I say this? Okay. It seems like two YouTubers, both being sensationalist, calling each other out.
The stuff that I'm talking about, the homelessness and the graffiti, that I feel like the stuff that I'm talking about is a much bigger issue than stupid Johnny Somali or whatever so-and-so did. The Torygate thing, that all this stupid stuff that doesn't mean anything. To me, it feels like looking down from an ivory tower and hawking a loogie at the people who do the lowly jobs with the GoPro, like me. But let's be honest, Chris has reached a point in his career where he could just about sit on a toilet and people would watch. And
that is the dream. Sitting on a toilet, raging into the camera, and you guys still watching and me making monies.
I wish that I had started earlier. I started my YouTube channel in about 2020, when I could have started it just like Chris in 2012 when we first...
And here I am starting over in 2011. But I started in Esperanto, and I stayed there. Imagine how big I would have been by now. But see, that's what happens, guys, if you follow your passion. You know when people always say, follow your passion. Yeah, it just means you fall behind the competition really, really far. But I'm still glad I did that. I really enjoyed my time in the Esperanto community. I'm not trying to, make myself feel better or anything about that.
Came to Asia. But to look down on my videos because they're not fancy enough or he doesn't think I put enough effort in, you'd be surprised. The filming, the research, we're talking about 30, 40, 50 hours per video. And that's not even including all the language practice that I had to do and still do on a daily basis to keep up my skills to be able to make that content. I knew it was going to be hard to come into this already saturated Japan community. I didn't know anybody here. I didn't have YouTube friends. And from the very start, I felt the cold shoulder and I kind of thought that everyone in Chris's friend group just didn't like me. Maybe that's still in my head. Maybe that's me being self-conscious. I really...
Fuck them. Who cares? Why do you need them to be your friend? Seriously, most of the language YouTubers out there hate my guts. I don't fucking care. Who needs them anyway? If this is the type of content you want to do and they don't like it, who cares? Do it. You don't need those people. I know you want some friends, you can hang out and share YouTube tips with and stuff like that, but you really don't.
Really don't get it, except, going back to the John Dobb thing, I don't have permission to be in his friend group. I'm making videos, I'm getting a lot of views, and I don't think he likes that. And it shouldn't have to be that way. It shouldn't have to be that way. There's enough Japan to go around for all of us. I just kind of assumed that I
feel like there's a lot that's not being said that has been happening behind the scenes between her and this other YouTuber, which this is the emotion taking over where it's all pouring out, but unfortunately it's coming out in an unstructured way and I can't tell what's actually happened behind the scenes. That's the problem right now. So this seems like you're making a mountain out of a molehill, one little post. But at the same time, I can hear between your words and the way you're saying things here that there's actually a lot more behind the scenes. And what I feel has happened is you feel like you've been pushed out of this community by the larger YouTubers.
Out of the circle, abroad in Japan's group and all his YouTuber friends, and I should just, for the longest time, I'm like, avoid conflict, avoid conflict. I don't really want to fight, but I think the viewers love that. They got their popcorn.
Oh yeah, we do.
They're ready. They're like, oh, this is going to be a good one. I don't think it's going to be a good one. I hope that we can, talk about this. I think that maybe it's about time we should do that. But I do have to stand up and defend myself. I think other viewers have seen it of the channel, and maybe that's why I got a big influx of subscribers. I don't know. Before I go to bed, I want to say, Chris, you're being a cunt. Stop that. Stop. There's enough Japan to go around. Okay, maybe now we really won't be friends.
Okay, it seems strange hearing a swear word come from you. I'll be honest, that seemed like that was almost painful to say.
Because I said that, or I made this video, but I think in another world we would have been friends. And it's just unfortunate that there's bad blood for no reason. Maybe this will make things better. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll make it much worse. I don't know. I've never...
Nah, it's not gonna help. This won't help at all. I feel like whatever this animosity that exists between you two, it's way past that point.
Really been in a feud with a creator like this, especially a creator that I don't know, but we have a lot of mutual friends and a lot of weird parallels between me and Chris. I think we're the same exact age. He's getting married in Japan, I got married in Japan. His wife is the same age as my husband. We both like languages, we both like traveling. We've been to every prefecture in Japan. There are just some weird parallels. Taught English, things over and over again. I think there's no need for drama. I don't even know if I'll keep this video up here, but I'd like to talk to Chris and hopefully something...
You're gonna have to keep this video up now. unfortunately. The reason you're going to have to keep this one up is because you're being ratioed in your comment section. If you take this video down, it looks like you're shutting down discussion regarding this topic. And I know it sucks because you're going to see all these comments and they're going to upset you type of thing. But it's going to be worse if you shut down the entire video, because then people are just going to be like, oh, she doesn't want to have an open discussion. She's anti-free speech. Just leave that shit up and just forget about it.
Good will come out of it. So thank you for watching. I just felt like I needed to get this off my chest. I've been silent about it for about 5 years. And yeah, it was bothering me. But that's about it.
Okay, final thoughts. This was a bad video. It was a bad video because you basically, it looks like you made a mountain out of a molehill, like a shitty little post. It was a bad video in the fact that you asked the guy to take it down while also saying you're open to discussion. Now, I think this is because you don't know how to deal with this type of drama. Just leave it up. It's actually going to bring you more subscribers and viewers, because there's going to be people who go and check you out to see if you're the terrible sensationalist that, you know, he says you are, and then they're going to see you for who you are, and they're going to hang around. I've had people come to my channel and say stuff like that before, where they're like, oh, I heard about you, like this toxic fucking YouTuber, but actually you're not so bad after all. I've started to like you even, which is really weird to say, you know? So like, and also, finally, you started this, okay, he put a post out there, you put a video. A video is like, it's a way bigger thing, okay? So you've now started the drama between you two, yet you didn't really bring anything to the table. I could see behind the scenes there was a lot that you felt and you want to talk about, but you didn't want to talk about it at the same time. And you can't do that. For this type of video, you either go in hard and you fucking smash your opponent, present all the information on the table, and then you drop the mic at the end and say, I'll see you on the battlefield of YouTube, bitch. And then you walk off camera and everyone fucking golf claps, okay? But you came in, it was from a position of weakness, straight up, I saw that. And you kind of danced around a lot of topics and you said, look, I just want to be friends type of thing, when obviously they don't want to be friends with you. It's just, yeah, you gotta make your decision beforehand how you're actually going to deal with this. Are you going to slaughter them for coming at you? Or are you just going to wave them off like, huh, you know, who cares? I don't fucking care about your fucking post, whatever, mate, type of thing, you know, like, that's how you're going to deal with these things. The only other thing I would say is, if you're not too accustomed to this type of stuff, you should run the video by someone else. Could be me, could be anyone else. It doesn't have to be me, although I love seeing stuff, you know, early type of thing. But that would have given you a lot more input on the holes that were within this video. This video overall was a pretty bad video. It made you look weak, and it didn't really present the actual problems behind the scenes. And it looks like you're just making drama for drama's sake, realistically. But I still love you, Oriental Pearl. I got no problem with you. I'm just letting you know this is my honest review. It is what it is.